What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Thank you all so much as always for tuning in. And today I kind of wanted to dive into a quick topic about luxury, fashion, and style. Something that I've kind of been thinking a lot. To be honest, like when it comes to these videos, I'm really not trying to release videos every 2 weeks or whatever. I figured like what's best for me right now is to make videos that I'm kind of my thoughts on like fashion, luxury, style. Just because, to be quite honest, like I feel like because I work in it, sometimes it's just very difficult to like go home and kind of like do the same thing. Like I kind of just want to entertain other like sort of areas and like, whether it's architecture, whether it's like photography or like just things that are a bit outside of fashion sometimes. But obviously it's still a big part of my life. It's still something that I like really do enjoy like talking about. So sit tight, enjoy, and let's jump right into today's topic. The reason why I've kind of been wanting to do this video or talk about luxury is just due to the amount of consumption that we obviously like have today. Obviously all of us, especially if you're into fashion, you're prone to be buying like a lot of clothes consistently. And sometimes I feel like just looking at how much like some of these brands are sort of like manufacturing these products and how quickly like every season things are changing and there is more and more things to buy, and just like sort of like this over like production, it's kind of, in my opinion, I feel like luxury is kind of like diminished quite a lot in terms of like quality, and these are things that I've sort of talked about in the past, and it's kind of led to sometimes feeling like you're spending your money on something that's going to sort of last you for a lifetime. But like over the years, especially like ever since like starting to work in fashion and stuff, I think like for me, one of the biggest things that I've noticed with luxury is that it is no longer what it used to be. And obviously like for me, because I'm super into clothing, I will always sort of like gravitate towards like the high-end designer brands, or maybe thrifting, maybe vintage shopping and things like that. But I think that like now I've kind of started to notice that even some retailers, like some of the stores such as like Zara, H&M, especially Zara, like I've noticed that like over the years, in my opinion, honestly, their quality somehow has maybe not gotten better, but I feel like there are some pieces that I've bought from Zara that have actually lasted me a lot longer than like my Margiela like pair of boots, for example, right? And sometimes it kind of had me thinking, I'm spending like a certain amount on a product, and I really like the brand, and I'm thinking like, what, if I'm gonna spend this amount of money, I am looking for quality, and I'm looking for longevity, and I'm looking for a product that I can see myself wearing for a long period of time. Obviously these are things that I've talked about in the past videos. Like now with luxury, some of the things that I'm noticing is that things aren't lasting as long as we would hope for them to last, right? So it's like you buy a pair of shoes and within like a winter, within a summer, it's like already started ripping. And that just had me thinking like, okay, are the things that we're investing in as luxurious as we think they are? Because the reason why I kind of started shopping a bit more high end for me personally, it was sort of like in a way to look for the right proportions and the right silhouette that I wasn't finding in places like Zara, H&M, or even thrifting, right? Because the thing with thrifting sometimes is like you have to be so patient, and you have to kind of, it's almost like you have to enjoy the process of not finding anything until you find that one piece that you're like, oh my god, this is amazing, I know no one will have this, and this is perfect, and this was worth the 2 hours that I like browse through all these racks just to find this one piece. And to be quite honest, I'm not really like that. Like I'm someone that like, it's like I'll think about something that I want and I'll rather go online and look for it. And a lot of the times the reason why I started gravitating towards high-end was just due to the fact that I'll look for certain pieces in stores and I was never able to find the right silhouette or the right shapes or like the right cut, and that kind of like sort of pushed me into, I guess, buying like luxury clothes. But one of the things that I kind of want to emphasize is that these pieces today aren't being sort of designed or produced in the best qualities that we think they are. the best way to go about fashion today, in my opinion, would be to sort of mix, you know, the high end and the fast fashion and sort of like the thrifting. And obviously, like, I feel like everyone kind of does it already. But I think that, like, as if I gravitate more towards just like style and just really sort of dressing in a way that's authentic to me and in a way that's like sort of speaks to me and how I want to dress, how I want to, you know, sort of put things together, I think that's sort of more honest. And that's kind of like, and of course, if you end up including some of the high-end pieces, it's kind of like, it's sick, you know. But a lot of the times I think that like you have to include them once you've sort of figured out what your style is like, where you want it, where you want your style to go, what are the things that you are thinking of incorporating in your wardrobe. And then you can sort of start gravitating towards, like, there has to be a reason, especially like at a younger age. I feel like there has to be a reason as to why you are wanting to sort of purchase like high-end clothing, right? Because I think that like if you haven't figured out how you want to dress and where your style is going, I think it's much better to sort of figure that out first, right? So it's like, I don't know, man, like, just whether it's like you buying like t-shirts at thrift stores, or like jeans, like the cheapest jeans that you can find, and just kind of playing around with your wardrobe, with the things that you have. And then once you kind of figure out, okay, like, yeah, these proportions look great on me, I kind of like how this fits on my body and stuff like that, then you can kind of start sort of like sourcing or like looking for pieces that are unique, or pieces that are like a bit pricier, but like, you know, for a fact that like, okay, this is definitely gonna work with my my wardrobe. Like, I feel like really like where fashion is today, like luxury, it's really in this sort of phase where you don't really know what you're getting, to be quite honest, you know. Like, one example that I'll say was I had like someone just DM me about a pair, like the Bottega boots that I like wearing, and how his started ripping after like a couple months, right? And he was wondering if I had the same issue. So he sent me a few pictures. I'll try to find them and post them somewhere here. And he was kind of like, yeah, man, I hope this doesn't happen to your pair, but mine just started ripping like literally 2 months ago. And I told him like, hey, maybe you should contact the brand and see if they could potentially send you a new one, or, you know, replace it or do something. Yeah, it's things like that where it's like, I started realizing that all these items that are going into production and that are being produced at such a fast pace, you may not be getting the best quality that you think you're getting. Or if you're wearing a Bottega or like a Margiela, that's not necessarily equal quality now. In my opinion, I feel like there's nothing more frustrating than investing into a piece and later realizing that, oh, this was not what I expected. And like, I really just gravitate way more towards style, towards authenticity, and towards like just really putting things together that may not necessarily be high-end, but that look great on you and that speak to who you are and how you want to dress, and the message that you want to put out there. And then of course, through that, I feel like through really finding your style, it would kind of lead to you wanting to, you know, like, let's say you go get that like Zara pair of trousers or whatever cost or something, and you kind of feel like, oh man, like, I just really wish this was like a bit more cropped, or I really wish that these were like, that had better pleats or something. Then you can kind of start entertaining. Let me go look into like Le Maire or like Gilles Sander. One other thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was sort of like just really wearing your clothes. Like, I feel like over the years, this is something that I've understood for me, as to how I could literally just wear the same outfit and just change like the pair of shoes or change the t-shirts, but keep the same trousers, you know, just because like I feel like if I'm going to invest into these pieces, I want to get as much wear out of them as possible, right? And if it's the right piece that you were looking for, like, there's no need for you to have 2, 3, 4 of those. Like, it's just like one good pair of boots, for example, is more than enough. Now, obviously, if you're like me or whatever and you're super into fashion, it's normal if you have like 3, 4 boots. Like, you know, we're just a bit more into fashion, so we're gonna sort of invest into that a bit more. But I think that like at the end of the day, what's kind of cool like would be to just sort of have like this really small wardrobe with like pieces that speak to you and your style, and you can kind of incorporate them with like any outfits, or like you can kind of play a lot with them. And I think that's, to me, that's sort of like where I would see my style evolving, where it's like less consumption, but just like having certain pieces in my wardrobe that I'm super satisfied with, you know, whether it's a hoodie, whether it's like a really nice shirt that I can wear every summer, you know, not emphasizing so much on the fact that because it's a raft sweater, it must be this and it must be that, and just really like developing, like, I guess, a sense of style that's you, and that incorporates sort of any brand, any stores, or any, whether it's fast fashion, whether it's high end, and I think that to me is luxurious. So yeah, that is all I wanted to say today, guys. I haven't made a video in a while, and I thought this would be cool. These are the thoughts that go in my head every now and then. I hope you guys enjoy the video. As always, man, if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to your boy. Leave a like and leave a comment on what you think about these thoughts and your opinion on things right now in fashion, luxury, and just style, what you're seeing on Instagram, on Pinterest, on Tumblr, wherever, you know. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, follow me on my Instagram, GREGNTORE. I'll see you next time. Peace out.